welcome back to the Underground. I'm Sydnie Morgan.
And I'm Nathan Apodaca. We're bringing you this program today from Ken Burton Studios at Illinois Central College.
On today's show, Nathan will be talking about a story from The Harbinger, and Snydley will be doing a review on The Disaster Artist.
Also, Sydnie will be covering entertainment news and fashion. I'll be reviewing the game Papers, Please, and Ranger Jay will be showing us a little of what he did over spring break.
And now we go to Snydley's Cinema Second.
Hey everyone, Snydley here, bringing you more Cinema Gold. And this week I've decided to change it up a bit and instead review a book. Whoa, no, calm down. This is a book about a movie. This is the story of The Room, considered by most to be one of the worst movies ever made, and how it came to be. The book is called The Disaster Artist by Greg Sestero.
What happens when your dream comes true? In the opposite way. What if your greatest feat was also your greatest failure? My name is Greg Sestero. From as far as I can remember, I wanted to be in movies. In 1998, as a 19-year-old aspiring actor, I enrolled in an acting class in San Francisco. It is there that I met a mysterious man who claimed to be the next Marlon Brando.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Tommy Wiseau. This chance encounter led me on the most hilariously twisted journey neither I nor anyone else could have imagined. It's a story about heart, sadness, vampires, blind artistic heroism, but at its center lies the story of a deep and abiding friendship, and the insanely bizarre film that stands as proof.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Tommy predicted his romantic drama would conquer the world, and in a way, it did.
There's a movie that's been called the Citizen Kane of bad films.
They said it's the best, worst movie ever made.
It is like no experience you will ever have.
The Room has become an international cultural phenomenon, playing to sold-out crowds worldwide for over a decade. Amazingly enough, as unintentionally hilarious and unexplainable as the film is, the journey and creation of it is even more surreal. Join me as I unlock one of the most improbable Hollywood success stories in my new book, The Disaster Artist: My Life Inside the Room.
What a story, Mark.
The book is broken down into two parts. One part is about how Greg met Tommy Wiseau. The other part is set during filming of The Room. The two stories alternate every chapter, which was a bit confusing at first, but I quickly got used to it. The story of how Greg and Tommy became best friends is a strange and slightly disturbing one. Greg was just a young man trying to break into acting, whereas Tommy was trying to be the next James Dean, but lacked all the talent and charm. They started off as partners at an acting school and ended up being roommates at Tommy's LA apartment. The part of the book that I loved the most, though, was the tales from the set of The Room. The production stories are a perfect how-not-to guide of filmmaking. Everything from the dual camera rig to the sets that looked like glamour shot backdrops to the hilariously absurd production management and, of course, the unforgettably bad dialogue.
Hi.
Can I help you?
Yeah, can I have a dozen red roses, please?
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you. Here you go.
That's me. How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Here you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
To anyone who likes to make movies or considers themselves a connoisseur of bad cinema, this book is a must-read. Also, it is recently announced that James Franco and Seth Rogen will be producing a screen adaptation of The Disaster Artist. No joke. So be sure to pick up a copy of this book, so that way when the movie comes out, you can tout how the book was so much better. But anyways, I have to give The Disaster Artist my seal of approval. Well, that's all my time. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Snydley. Now, Sydnie, take it away with entertainment and fashion.
In entertainment news, It has been officially announced that Pharrell Williams will be joining as a coach for the 7th season of The Voice. This is not the first time the singer has been on the show. Back in season 4, Usher had him on as a guest mentor. According to E! Online, executive producer Mark Burnett says that he is thrilled to have Pharrell back on the show, especially now as a coach. The other judges for season 7 have not yet been confirmed, but we're confident that they will be just as good. Rapper Nicki Minaj grants the wish of a 5-year-old girl battling cancer. Washington Wizards point guard John Wall initially got Nicki's attention about Maya, whose wish was to have a pink wig similar to the singer's, by posting a video on Instagram. Nicki posted pictures on Instagram earlier this week of her and Maya posing with her new pink wig. In fashion news, Rita Ora stepped out in this adorable SpongeBob sweater dress while promoting her new single. This bright yellow dress was designed by Moschino, and the singer even had matching yellow and black spotted heels to top off the look. Now back to Nathan with a game review.
In Papers, Please, the communist state of Arstotzka has recently come out of a 6-year war with their neighbor Kolechia, claiming the east side of their border town, Reston. Your job as immigration inspector, whether or not you choose to accept it, is to control the flow of incoming people. Although many visitors and immigrants to the great state of Arstotzka are innocent, you must be on the lookout for smugglers, spies, and even terrorists. Your checkpoint booth will periodically receive upgrades, such as a basic inspection system, X-ray scanner, and fingerprinting technologies that will allow you to better detect and detain these wrongdoers. Of course, is not all as it seems in the glorious state of Arstotzka? The ISIC, a secret Illuminati-like organization, seems to claim otherwise. They will seek your help in bringing down a greedy and corrupt government. Whether or not you help them is your decision. Being a Border Patrol checkpoint operator is not the best paying job, and you will have to manage your budget wisely to make sure you and your family will survive the next couple months. You will be paid for each person that passes through your checkpoint, accepted or turned away, but between the daily rent, heat, food, occasional booth upgrades, and even moving into a nicer apartment, it can be hard to ensure you have enough money to keep going. Of course, if you're having a rough time, you could start accepting bribes. Helping the ISIC or maybe letting a smuggler or two through your checkpoint might get you some money, but will most likely earn you a citation. Too many citations, and you'll start to lose money. If you're caught helping too many people, you may even be executed, or worse, thrown in jail. Papers, Please, a dystopian document thriller, is a border control simulator, a premise that really has no right to be fun. But with 20 different endings and tons of choices, it is extremely fun. The game starts easy enough, everybody needs a passport and that's it. But after a few terrorist attacks, new checks will be put into place. Arstotzkan citizens require an ID card and foreigners need an entry permit. Later, the entry permit will become an entry pass. Then a work pass will be required. A medical pass will be asked for when a neighboring country has a polio outbreak. All said, I highly recommend Papers, Please. It is available through Steam or their website, papersplea.se, for $10. A free beta version is also available at ducope.com. And now here's Ranger Jay showing us his trip to Hawaii.
Hey everyone, it's Ranger Jay, and I hope you had a safe and relaxing spring break, because I know I did. As you can see here, I had the privilege to go to Oahu Island. And while I got away from my wife and kids, I went and visited Pearl Harbor. As you can see from some of my pics and videos, it is a pretty breathtaking sight. I did the full tour of Pearl Harbor and went and paid my respects to those who lost their lives on December 7th, 1941. And while I was at the memorial for the Arizona, I couldn't help but think about how one morning those sailors and Marines woke up to their last day on Earth. But as you can also see, I was able to get aboard the USS Missouri and stand where World War II ended for the... So it's a really awesome feeling when in one day you can stand over the USS Arizona where World War II started for the United States. Within an hour or two you can be standing on the USS Missouri and World War II ended. If you ever get the chance to go to Hawaii, I really recommend you take part in this tour. And as you can see, I also got to do some diving with some sharks. These are sand sharks, and it was pretty awesome being so close to such an apex predator. Well, this is Ranger Jay signing out.
Now here's Nathan.
In the last month, the ICC Board of Trustees has voted to increase the tuition rate of the 2013-2014 school year. To find out more about this, be sure to pick up this month's copy of The Harbinger. And to tell us what you think, be sure to comment on our Facebook page. And now here's Special Correspondent Anthony talking to Dr. Irwin about some of the student activities around ICC.
Hello, my name is Anthony Alwado. I am a sophomore here at ICC, and I am doing a documentary on student engagement here at ICC. With me today is Dr. John Irwin, the president of ICC. The message I am trying to give my audience is why the students should engage and participate more in ICC clubs. Thank you for being with us, Doctor.
You're welcome, Anthony.
All right, and were you involved in a club when you were in college?
Yes, I was. In fact, they were some of my most fond memories of being an undergraduate and being engaged in everything from intramurals with flag football and basketball, volleyball, softball. Almost every season there was another intramural opportunity, but also clubs themselves, like chess club. I was also involved with Epsilon Sigma Alpha, which was an English honor society, and there would be special events and things that we would attend. I regularly attended performances, either athletic performances or artistic performances. And looking back on all of that, Anthony, I would say that enriched my undergraduate experience immensely, and was just an important part of my education as the formal classroom was.
So it definitely had an impact on your experience as a student?
Yes, definitely did.
And which club would you consider the most important here at ICC?
Well, that's a very difficult question to answer. We have numerous clubs representing interest, of course, of the students. When I think about the importance, one could value a club by the length of time they've been in existence. So that club, we might take SAFE, for example. They've been in existence for a very long time and looking at environmental issues and the importance of it. But I don't think you can just value a club simply on tradition and history. I don't even think you can value a club just based on numbers. You know, we have some clubs that have some huge numbers. And for example, you know, the old Quest or the Transfer Center and all the activities engaged for students who are transferring. That's a tremendous group. But I'd say I'd have to value each one for their own reason for existence. And that, thank goodness, there's a wide variety of clubs at ICC. And that students can show interest from everything political to everything artistic or even sexual orientation. So I love the fact that we're very diverse with our club opportunities.
I had a recent interview with Rhonda Elmore, the coordinator of student engagement and leadership, and she described to me how students who join clubs, I don't know if you know the Club CAB, Campus Activity Board, which does all the events, she said that they take out so much skills with them out of the club. People graduate, students who graduate take out so many they become socially more easier. It just becomes much more easier for them to socialize. And so do you think that the participation is not as high, but do you think it could increase if there were better advertisement for these clubs?
Well, first the research base. Dr. Vincent Tinto from Syracuse University is one of the foremost scholars on student engagement, and he would argue, Anthony, that by being engaged you actually increase your academic performance, not just your social performance or social abilities. So there's clearly a correlation between being active in student clubs and activities and being good in a classroom. You're going to feel what you're doing in the classroom has more relevance, and you carry that back and forth. It translates well then to your social activities. But also, as you've described, if you get socially engaged, you improve your social skills. Being able to introduce yourself to another person, speaking publicly, clearly articulating your values and your positions on various issues and concerns. Those all become very important to job opportunities later and career aspirations. So I would agree with Rhonda, obviously, that those things are available. Can we grow it? I just say it's kind of like the ocean. There's an ebb tide and a full tide. Hopefully we can keep it at full tide and keep more students engaged in these various activities. I think the application process we talked about earlier is a wonderful way to get the word out. Are you interested in something? Create a club. Where's that poster? You know, where's that invitation? I just mentioned the karate club. I didn't even know it existed. I hadn't even seen a poster about it, but I shook hands with 4 students that were really interested in the karate club. So that's an example, a small example, but that captured a group of students that might not belong to anything else. So grow clubs, grow engagement, more student success.
Well, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you squeezing me into your tight schedule. Hopefully this will encourage ICC students to engage and participate more in clubs. And this really helps me a lot in my English class, but it really helps students in becoming more aware of what's out there for them. And even if there isn't something out there for them, that they can be a leader and they can start their own groups. Thank you, Doctor.
Thanks for watching.
Join us next time to find out what's going on around ICC and the Peoria area.
Also, be sure to check us out on Facebook at Underground at ICC and subscribe to our YouTube channel.